So this wasn't planned. It's just been a crazy year for the channel, myself, Maiko, just a lot of stuff that, we didn't plan for. For example, what happened to us in the beginning of December, as many of you noticed, that we just disappeared for 3 weeks, which I'll get into in this video, as well as some other stuff that happened throughout this year. But first of all, I want to thank all of you who have stuck around with the channel and have grown with us over the years, as well as those who have newly subscribed. It's always amazing to read in the comments once in a while and see that for some of you, this channel has become part of your morning routine. So thank you. Okay, let me explain what happened and why we were gone for 3 weeks. But while I do this, let me also take this time to share some video clips of my Christmas with the family, as well as some other clips throughout the year while I explain things in this video, to add a little bit more color to story time. But to be straight up front, it might not be too exciting, but I'll share it anyway since many of you asked. We actually originally planned to only take 1 week off so we can catch up on some of our videos, as well as spend some time with our son because we were going on a filming trip. But it was extended by 2 weeks because of a bunch of other things, when all combined led to a 3-week break. First of all, many of you already know that my day in the life videos, as well as my behind the counter videos, take several weeks to produce. So our schedule is pretty tight as it is, but for one of our day in the life videos, I was planning to film a few weeks in advance, a day in the life of a Japanese. It kept on getting postponed for filming permissions for parts of the day. I thought they had cleared everything on their side, but just the day before they told us that they couldn't get permission, so it didn't make sense to go ahead with the filming. And I kept on passing up the opportunities to film because I thought that this video was going to happen after they had rescheduled the next week. On top of this, we agreed to film another trip video that we'll be releasing in the coming weeks, where we fly in a helicopter to a remote Japanese spot. And this video filming was about a week long, so that's why we originally had a 1-week break. But this filming got extended and rescheduled a bit due to weather conditions, so that kind of threw us off, which then forced us to cancel one of my planned street food videos, which could have been released during the break. Oh yeah, and another day in the life that I filmed earlier this year. I was gonna try to release during this time, but it got postponed after already starting the edit because they wanted to wait until next year to release. It'll be an awesome video, just gotta wait till next year. It's all kind of confusing because you have to move around the schedule, and like we were gonna do this and that didn't work out, so we did this and then we were gonna do that. So yeah, I apologize, it is a little bit confusing, but just the pieces didn't fall in place. Oh, and on top of all this, I had to deal with some family issues which forced me to fly to the Philippines for 3 days. Just a pretty hectic time trying to manage the schedule. And instead of trying to kill myself, I decided to take a deep breath, take it all in, and just enjoy the time with my family. Hence the 3-week break. The year itself was also kind of like this, a lot of up and downs, a lot of things that we planned and just didn't work out. But it happens to everyone. The schedule always doesn't work as you want it, but it just is what it is. And it's always been our goal to release 1 video a week every Saturday, 9 a.m. Japan time. So again, so we can spend the time with you, because I know that a lot of you appreciate that time. So we do our best, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. So I do apologize, but thank you in advance for understanding. But that said, I do want to focus on some of the positives that happened this year. For one thing, we were able to set up our office studio. It took a little more than I expected to get it set up just how we wanted, but I'm just so happy how it all turned out. Well, except for one issue I did have with some of the thin acoustic panels I put up on the sliding door. I think they were just too heavy to stay up, so I'm looking for a lighter solution that works when the door slides. But at the end of the day, it's nothing that can't be fixed, so it's all good. And I mean, look, where I'm filming in the studio now. I guess it's not so much different than before, but it's just nice to have this separate place to just work on our videos. Also, I released my first hot sauce this year, and of course it's only made in Japan. Locally in Niigata, you already saw the video with Kanzuri and Carolina Reaper. And to let you in on a little secret, I've been working on a milder version for those of you who said that you can't handle all of that fire, but still want to enjoy that wonderful umami flavor. It'll be available online as well as in our shops in Tokyo. And as many of you already know, all you need to do is go to PaolofromTokyo hotsauce.com to get this Japanese hot. And of course, if you're looking for shops in Tokyo for your next trip, just scroll down on the website to find shops for locations, such as our shop at Tsukiji Fish Market. Hopefully, the plan is to have it available by this spring, maybe at the latest this summer. But again, thank you to all of you who have already supported and got the hot sauce yourself. Also, I got to film a cool commercial with Asahi. It's actually the first beer that I fell in love with when I first came to Japan, so it was definitely cool to work with them. It was such an interesting experience to see, I guess, like how regulated the industry is. I found out firsthand how many laws and restrictions there are in Japan when filming beer. For example, you're not supposed to make the beer look too good when you're drinking it, so you can't zoom in on the actual can itself. And just overall this year, I got to meet a lot of fascinating people. I love being able to share all of their unique stories. I love showing their passion and dedication to their craft. And it's even more powerful when you realize that their craft has been passed down from generation to generation to generation. I think for me, the saddest thing to see is when there isn't another generation to follow, as I see firsthand, even just in a day, how much work and effort is put into something that so many people appreciate and love. At least for now, I can shine my light on it so that even more people can experience the same joy. And believe it or not, sometimes in the videos, I don't get to share each person's full story because there's just so much that I couldn't fit it all into the video.
For example, Matsukawa-san in his younger years
Was a trained fighter and kickboxer who would actually compete. I guess if you looked at him closely, maybe you could tell. And Takaya's hobby is actually taking pictures of trains. I guess knowing this makes even more sense why he became a train conductor. Or Takuya-san's hobby is fishing, and also that he loves his work so much that he jokingly calls it his girlfriend. There are so many things that I end up talking to each person about during our filming that I can never get it all in the videos. And there are some conversations that are probably best kept between just the two of us. But I'm just grateful that they were kind enough to share with me their stories so that I can share it with all of you. And for 2024, we've got a lot planned, but who knows? If it's anything like 2023, it may not go according to plan. But I guess that's the beauty of the journey. And you know, Michael posted this recently on our Tokyo Zebra Instagram channel, and it kinda hit me again on how fast our son has grown up. It's just so crazy to see him doing all the things that he's doing. I mean, work for me is always going to be important, especially since I love creating and building. It's just part of my nature. And I think the same thing goes for Maiko. But I think for 2024, we're even more focused on spending more quality time with our son. If anything, now that our son is a little bit older, I'd love to take more trips throughout Japan and take all of you along for the ride. So I'll leave you with this. Happy holidays, happy new year, and I hope that all of you can spend time with the ones you love. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for spending your time with me. And wait 1 second. Are you in there? Okay, it's too high.
I'll be idle, bitch.
Say happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays. I'll be idle, bitch.
Alright, so if you guys want to see more videos like this or anything related to Japan, hit that subscribe button and the bell button, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Wolfie said, X Kabada.